Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be doing a tutorial on this beautiful natural hairstyle for a wedding shoot. Okay, so first of all, we're going to start off with blow drying her hair out. We want to get it at least 95% straight, as straight as we can really, with the blow dryer, because it just makes it easier for us to style. My girl, she has 3C, maybe 4A hair. So her curl pattern isn't that tight. However, blowing it out, it just makes it way easier for us to be able to lay and style different ways, be able to part. It just makes it really easier if you go ahead and just blow the hair out straight. Here I'm taking her hair and I'm going to section it off into 2 sections like so. And the back section, I'm going to lay it all down. So my technique of laying the hair down, I use not an edge control, but like a braiding gel, because I like the way it holds. So I part the hair off into sections. That way I can make sure that everything, sorry, I'm looking through my hair. But to make sure that everything is laying down, it just makes it way easier to not have a bulky hair when you're trying to lay it. You'll see, it just makes it so much easier when you section it off. So if you ever feel like, man, I can't get my hair to lay down really good, try this technique. You'll see a way big difference. So now I'm going to take my comb and just go through and smooth it out. As you can see, parting her hair off and then putting the edge control between each part just makes it way easier for it to lay nice and flat and smooth, and it just saturates the hair, like the mid shaft of the hair as well, because it just basically grabs onto that part of the hair like glue. So it just makes it so much easier to work with. So now that everything's nice and smooth, I'm going to go in with the rubber band and just tie her hair. I'm going to have it nice and tight because I'm going to twist it at the end and just twist it around in like a little simple bun, because I'm just going to use it as a foundation for the next part of the style. So we have arrived at the top part, and here I'm just going to take a small section out of the front, because this is going to be where I anchor her hair, and I add the Marley hair with her hair to make it look like it's coming from her hair. You'll see once I get to that part, but this just helps it so it'll look more natural and more seamless. So just like the back, I'm adding the braiding gel up to the top of her hair, basically to get it smooth. I'm doing the back of the top section going forward, and I'm going to do the front of the section going backwards, so that way everything lays nice and smoothly. So now that I've gotten everything nice and smooth and brought together, I'm going to start my cornrow down to her scalp. So before I start, I'm just going to section off a little small part, and then I'm going to start from there. And as I braid, I'm just going to make sure I keep everything nice and smooth on both sides each time that I go through with the braid. So now that we made it to the end, I'm going to take the end of her braid and just crochet it back into the cornrow that we made. Now I'm just taking a brush and I'm just going to clean the back part up. It doesn't have to be perfect. However, we do want this part to be nice and slick and smooth. So I'll be using some Marley hair for this style because it just matches the best with her curl pattern. Here I'm taking 2 pieces on each braid loop, and I'm going to loop it together and pull one side to the other side, because in the end I'm going to twist everything together. So yes, I'm just going to repeat this on down the braid. Okay, so now for that piece that we left out at the top, I'm going to section a little small piece off at the beginning of that section. Using my Marley hair, I'm going to use the hair and twist it into her hair, twist it counterclockwise on one side and clockwise on the other side, and twist those right together, kind of like a rope. And as I twist, I'm going to make sure I'm twisting both of them counterclockwise. And then I'm going to use the tip of my comb to section out the next section as I add a piece in to each of the twist. Twisting it counterclockwise. And then I'm going to add another section in. Or I'm going to add more hair in to that section. Twist that counterclockwise, twist it around, and then add another piece of her hair into it. Using my comb because it's just easier for me to get cleaner partings. And as I twist, I'm making sure I twist the opposite direction than what I'm twisting on her head. So basically, if I'm twisting counterclockwise with the hair pieces, I'm twisting clockwise with a flat twist. I've reached the end of her hair, so now I'm adding the Marley hair that I crocheted into the braid. It was a little tangly as I was doing her twist. However, I was able to maneuver the best way I could. Basically, I just had to figure out where I placed each piece of hair and just go through that. But it was really easy for me to get my fingers out, tie it up and twist it up. But you know, I just worked around it, and that's just basically what you have to do. Just pull through until you get there. After twisting her hair all the way to the ends, I'm just going to take it and loosen it up to give that little butterfly effect up here at the top. It's good to do this before you actually secure the bottom because it just gives you enough room to work with it. So here in the back, I had to decide if I wanted to do it going over or under, and I chose under. However, I needed to add some more Marley hair to the end so that way I can make her bun nice and full. Now I'm taking the end of that twist and I'm just going to wrap it around that little twist that we made at the beginning of the hairstyle. So like I said, that was my anchor. So I'm wrapping it all around and I'm just going to use a bobby pin to pin it up because this is for a style shoot. So any other time I'm used to sewing. I love to sew the hair just because of security. However, I know she's going to probably take this down, so I'm going to just use bobby pins so that way it will be easy for her. Easy peasy, right? Yeah. So now I'm going in with these little gold beads that I had. I just put the beads on the end of a bobby pin and I'm just placing them where I want them to go. Okay, so we are all finished and look at what we have here. A simple yet cute and elegant style. It is so easy, y'all. I hope this was very simple. And here it is with her dress on. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she beautiful? Yeah, she was the perfect model for this shoot. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this one. Thank you. Peace.